All right, we're going on. There we go. All right. I do. Incidentally, I am amused by the fact that we have another new player, and it's the same color. The same.
Oh
So
no.
I'm colorblind, coinless, and so it
Ah.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
so what we have on the screen is for the player colors on roll 20, as I see it, is two black, one blue, and then just three of the same color.
So me, David, and Pointless
Yeah.
are all the same color.
Yep. Anyway,
Gray.
but we're live now, so we should do that thing.
We are live now.
So, hello, welcome. We are doing In Memoriam, our Mutants and Masterminds post-apocalyptic story that features amnesia, and we had some technical issues where the audio that was coming from my computer, so basically everyone except me, did not make it into the actual recording of our stream. And so I wasn't able to share 2 weeks ago to YouTube because no one could hear anything that was happening. And I wasn't here last week because of other issues, medical issues. And so I didn't stream that week. So, but we fixed the problem. So now, starting this week, the videos will actually go up onto my YouTube channel, which is Nightcrawler, N1GHTCRWLER, and you'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to hear everything that's going on. But that does mean that people watching that will have no idea what has been happening since Extra Life. So we're gonna real quick go through a rundown on what people will have missed in that time, and then we'll jump into game. So 2 weeks ago, when we first got back from Extra Life, we did some surgeries. It was an exciting session of medical, not drama. There was no drama. They just took 20 on every roll. It was amazing.
The drama happened
We
when there
spent
wasn't
the week.
surgery happening.
It was not inside the surgeries. That's the good. That's the good news. We were okay with having nice, uncomplicated surgeries the entire time.
That's true.
And then there was some infighting.
And then, well, yeah, I mean,
Well,
a
before
little.
that, though,
You're-
also
you're
your
kidding.
character came to the realization of who they were. D.
My character came to that realization during
Extra
during
Life.
Extra Life,
Yeah.
actually.
But you shared it with the group. At
Yes,
that
I
moment,
did.
on that session. Not necessarily like. Yeah, you realized it before then, but then you started sharing with the group of like. Well, you can explain that part. I think that's more worthwhile for you to explain it.
So, in short, my character D was quite the domestic terrorist and had a cult following. And
I
we'll
would
leave it at
argue
that.
is the most successful domestic terrorist.
Yes. The most, I guess
He
you could
was
say
he was
that.
he was a moderately successful domestic terrorist.
Moderately? Okay.
I mean, I
You
don't
guys-
I don't
Oh, you're too kind. You're
I
too
don't
kind.
I don't remember like I don't keep track of the stats
That's
of
fair.
other.
That's fair. That's fair. Probably triggered the apocalypse. But anyways,
And the legalese here is if anybody is watching this is working for the government, this is all pretend.
Pretend.
Yeah,
and
this
not
is-
real life.
None of
Don't
this
take my
none of
clearance
this
away.
really happened.
we're gonna see halfway through this session people like knocking on his back door and like just dragging him out and be like, no, no.
Yeah. It is similar legal reasons why I never actually have spelled out the exact details of what he did or what he wrote in his manifesto. Like I'm not putting his manifesto out there.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably best.
Fictional or not.
Like 10 years down the road, some feds are gonna knock your door. Like, are you Tim the alchemist?
Or the author of this. Like, ah, crap.
I'm sorry. That sounds like that question sounds like it should be coming with a warrant. I don't know what.
That's a good response. See, he's ready.
Yeah.
He's so Also, and then I would say the other big point that comes to mind during last session was the infighting that
Well, even
uh,
before that, we got to mention that not only was the alchemist this domestic terrorist, his cult still exists.
Yes.
So
Oh
we have
yeah.
now hatched the plan of going and trying to more or less recruit them, or like say, hey, here's your leader.
Yeah, because
Now, okay, stop killing people. The apocalypse has happened. Now help us.
yeah, so during
It's-
Extra Life, we said that he was Harvey Bernstein and the Alchemist. But the explanation on what that means was in sessions that happened before we started streaming. So, who wants to give a very quick side note for you watching? If you're wondering why that one gray box that may or may not be gray is not speaking,
it's great.
okay, that's Coinless. Coinless is joining us tonight and picking up some NPCs because Eric is actually running the session at the beginning. He ran last week's session with a story arc he's been working on. So Coinless has no idea what we're talking about. So this is as much for his benefit as for yours, dear viewers. And Chris is not going to be with us also because of a medical issue. Anyway, going on. Who wants to describe? Who wants to tell people what the alchemist acolytes are, or who the alchemist is?
Why don't we let the alchemist do it?
I don't want to. I already described that that my character was a domestic terrorist.
How about we just literally read it off of the thing, like the note?
I mean, you could do that if you want.
Okay. So, supposedly, the alchemist executed 4 months before the world ended in Texas.
He got
I
better,
see.
apparently.
He did get better. Apparently, there are a number of people who can die and come back. That's been a theme. Even one who wasn't supposed to, but Tim cheated.
It's not cheating if the GM does
narrative. For the narrative.
Okay. So let's see.
But my
Highlights.
execution was not televised, so you don't know what actually happened.
That's true.
All right, so here's their beliefs. They believe the apocalypse was the beginning of the alchemist's work, and then they must continue the work of tearing down the remnants of Western society and replacing it with Bernstein, the alchemist's utopia. They believe that Bernstein is still working behind the scenes to destroy the world that was and prepare for the possibility that he will arrive and lead them directly when that work reaches a critical state. So as such, they continue to attack settlements in major cities using a blend of explosives and chemical warfare. So that's why we are trying to go and recruit them and tell them, hey guys, stop that. It's done. We're good. Now let's do other things that are less murdery.
We have reached that critical stage. It's now time to move to the next phase of this plan.
And that phase is most likely going to be using them as cannon fodder against our enemies. Like human wave warfare, depending on how many of them there are. That'll be great.
Maybe.
How very Soviet of you. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It's kind of. I guess if we do just like go, if we succeed at doing this, like it's going to be kind of Dave's call what they actually end up getting.
That's right.
And that's when he becomes a supervillain. Oh no!
Because I don't
completes his arc.
I don't know that
His
they're gonna
superhero supervillain arc.
Yeah, we probably can't assume that they'll listen to anyone other than him in the party.
Right.
That would be awkward.
Unless he declares us as prophets of the religion, in which case we'll probably have high ranking too.
I doubt I
Or-
will do that.
Our
He's
denomination.
like, I'm not giving you power over my followers. Are you kidding me? I worked hard for these followers.
That's right.
We start our own denomination.
Allegedly, I died for these people.
I've
And
heard
was
that one before.
resurrected again.
I've heard that
All
one
my
before.
glory.
I've heard that one before.
Anyway,
All right, so we've gone over.
yeah, the and the surgeries were to remove the implants. We didn't ever actually say that, but that's what the surgeries were for, was to
Yeah,
remove.
these implants, as best we can tell, they are means of tracking, or at least a way of identifying that we're mutants. We're not 100% sure what they do,
And
but
possibly
we just-
killing us too.
or that. So
Yeah,
now
who
they're no
knows?
longer there, so that's probably good.
All right, and then they went to talk to Red to get some information off of Red about where to find the cult, because they don't actually know where the Alchemist acolytes are located.
And Red is the leader of a group called Red's Right Hand.
Yeah,
They're basically like police, more or less. Let's see.
You getting a Skype call in the middle of your Discord
getting-
call?
I'm getting a Discord call while I'm on Discord
Ugh.
because these people
Wow,
don't
aren't you popular?
understand. Yeah, people don't understand. I'm busy. My apologies.
Man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, so go talk to Red. He basically runs like their paramilitary police-like organization trying to keep
Some semblance of
peace.
order, yeah.
So what happened during this is we went to talk to Red, and as an aside, so this happened like a month or so ago. So my character is a guy named Nine, short guy, anger issues. He basically can fly and turn into light and blast people. We fought a group a few sessions ago that was another cult, basically operating out of a high school, and we found out
As you
that the leader of the group was this lady who I knew. I knew her as Rachel,
Mhm.
and this whole thing happened where we eventually had to wind up killing her, although we found out you can't actually kill her because she resurrects. So, unbeknownst to my character, the other guys, everyone else, launched her into space, meaning that she's continuously dying of suffocation and cold, coming back to life and dying again.
And
probably-
radiation. Don't forget the radiation.
And radiation.
There's pretty bad
Right,
radiation
a
out there.
triple threat. So yeah, one of those three is going to be killing her infinitely for I don't even know how
Until
long.
she hits the sun.
And then the
Assuming
sun
me.
will be killing her continuously.
Yes.
What do you mean, these guys? There was,
Every-
one
There
person that
was
did it.
exactly
Okay.
one person who threw her into space.
Okay.
No,
to be
it was
fair.
a
The
team
others
vote.
signed off
Team
on it.
vote.
The others-
I pulled the trigger. You're
Yes. The others signed off on it. But so when we go to talk to Red, I asked Red because at one point during the time we were getting all the surgeries done, I actually went back to the high school to look at it, and she wasn't there. So I like, hey, so Red, what did you do with her? And Red points me towards Eric's character, Amanda, and says that
Well, he pointed you towards the group, and
He
then
pointed towards
everyone
me.
hid. Like, as soon as he was like, I don't know, your friends took care of this. Like, not D went invisible, and 5 became a shadow, and Gina was like, I gotta go talk to my not husband, and like everyone dipped out, and it was just the only person left was Amanda.
Yeah, I didn't have a reasonable way of hiding. Like, and in fairness, I didn't think it was gonna escalate to. It escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, he's gonna be mildly pissed. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. And yeah. I just entered this rage arc I could not escape from.
yes. So it turned into my character going after her character at 1,000 miles an hour. Like we flew straight east. We're over the Atlantic fighting, basically. Not like coming to real blows, but I'm like grabbing her and trying to like push us straight down into the ocean. Throughout all this, I'm yelling, saying, "You killed her." It came out just to the only person in the game that knows is Amanda, knows that was actually Nine's wife. So he is understandably incredibly angry that they threw her into space where she's going to be dying over and over and over.
I feel like the degree to which the rest of the party finds that understandable is questionable. Because they're like, okay, but she was trying to kill us and you didn't tell us that.
Yeah, that was
and that was Amanda's main counter.
Yeah, that was I think that was a
like,
fair point to raise.
You know, like everyone was ganging up on you. She wanted you dead. Like and then you had plenty of time to let us know, and then you walked off, and then still didn't let us know. So the group came up with a decision.
Well, I thought it was
executed
over.
on
Here's
the
the thing.
decision.
Remember,
So like, and then it just like I felt it was a good counterpoint of like you're not sharing with the
Yeah.
group, and this is what happens when you don't share with the group. So it was
Which
kind
is
of a
hilarious because
nice
literally
catch.
no one shares with the group.
yeah,
no,
not just me.
we don't trust anybody. So like,
I was
Okay.
sharing.
I felt it was unnecessary because remember, we neutralized her ability to resurrect. In game, I was under the assumption
Yeah.
that meant that she was never going to resurrect again. So
Ev-
I was the one who did the coup de grace, decapitating her. I'm thinking, okay, she's dead. It's done.
Yeah,
Don't need to talk about
everyone's
this ever
reactions
again.
were in character. I'm just saying, like, you're assuming that your reasoning is understandable to everybody, and I'm saying, I think we have shown that they weren't understandable to everybody.
But regardless of how reasonable it was, point is, so during this whole thing, me and Nine and Amanda flew like way over the Atlantic. Amanda was able to get into Nine's head and try to control him and learn some things like that it was his wife, and eventually can persuade him to stop trying to like drive her into the ground.
I don't think I
Uh,
persuaded you.
No, it
was
was-
Yes,
more
you
of
did.
like I
It was-
just
Yeah, no,
took the
there
helm
was
and, like,
persuasion eventually, but there was some mind control involved leading up to that.
I just told you to land and you complied. It was like, but
No,
you
the
were kicking
last
and you're mentally
last
kicking and
check,
screaming the entire time.
the last
So-
check was a persuasion check. That's what ended.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What Nine doesn't realize is that D also created a death contraption to slice
Yes.
Oh yeah, we didn't bring that part
Rachel
up at
into
all.
pieces every time she'd reincorporate.
Yeah, that was pretty
That was
bad.
just
over the
I mean,
top. That was over the top.
that was
That was
that was something wild, man.
Yeah.
It was we had
An,
to do
an
something.
auto murder
to her.
machine.
We had to do
to
something
imprison her
to
in.
to keep her contained while we figured out what we were gonna do.
Pointless. You taking notes?
So there's 4 ways she's dying. So suffocation, sheer cold, radiation, and a
Well,
personal
what-
guillotine.
She's not in it.
Not in it now,
Oh,
Yeah, no.
but
she's not in it.
Yeah, he was
No.
he was developing it when the plan to just throw her into space was.
That was never mentioned. That shouldn't be. They know now not to. Okay, so that all happened. We all came back. So Amanda and Nine have some beef right now, understandably. The others aren't really sure what, but Amanda was trying to talk to Nine telepathically, try to give a message.
Yeah,
And
this takes
kinda
us into
screwed
last
up.
week, which I wasn't here for. So
So last week, screw up happened where Amanda, IRL, Eric accidentally sent what was supposed to be a whispered message to the entire group. So in game, we
Well-
turned that into she was trying to whisper it mentally to Nine, but accidentally sent reply all to like everyone in the group. So now that they all know someone in the group is named William Wallace Harris, although I have not confirmed it, but whether or not they believe it's me is up to them. But all they know is Amanda is willing to help this person because they're going through a lot of pain.
Yes. It was very like you need help and I can, I'm there for you, buddy, kind of deal.
right.
But it did go on blast. In real life, I had it all written out and I cut and pasted, and then Roll20 apparently truncates it after a certain amount of lines, so it went from a direct whisper to the latter half being on full blast because it just automatically truncates.
Which I would have warned you about, but I didn't know it.
I didn't know that, but I was like, the juicy parts were in the second half, so I was like, well, we'll just roll with it. Whatever.
So what then happened last session after
So-
that was resolved?
So okay, so my take on this was, Red gave us the additional information that the near the scar, which is north, like this landmark near the north, the acolytes might have their headquarters or their temple or whatever, their base of operations. So, in an act of throwing the substitute GM for a loop, they decided to split the party immediately and have only like 2 people go out to explore ahead, while the other people stayed at home.
Well, it's
And
the
I was
2
like,
that can
fine,
go like,
fine,
super
whatever.
fast.
It's true.
Like-
It did make logical sense, but I was like, normally we travel as a group, so the fact that they split the party, but that's fine. I rolled with it. It's all good. And then, so Amanda and Nine went flying forth to try to look for something. We saw a white cargo van, and
Which
one
you should never
guy that-
trust.
and it
Right.
said free candy on it.
It did not say free candy, but it could have. And
It definitely
it would
used
have
to.
been out of place. It would have no. It was wiped away.
You can still kind of see where they hand painted over it.
So, and then they saw one soldier taking a leak and having a smoke by a tree, while Nine was looking at that, trying to get a closer look. A RPG was launched at him. Through a series of lucky rolls, or bad rolls on the part of the rocket. The rocket exploded before.
Well, no, the
The
first one
he
missed.
outraced. No, the first one
Yes.
he outraced because he just can. He just shot up in the sky faster than the rocket could do. Then he came back down. A second rocket was launched. He didn't see the rocket, but also the rocket rolled poor. He rolled poorly, not seeing the rocket, but the rocket rolled poorly of exploding beforehand. And at that point, that pissed off our anger management 9, and we called in. They found a little squad of soldiers with a squad leader and a German Shepherd tech dog. Um,
Who I
the
tried to
German
save.
Shep- the German Shepherd tech dog they actually tried to save
I did.
until it started being the most valuable player on the bad guy team, and it started like really like at first it was whiffing a couple times, and then it got its game together, and it was like it incapacitated one person through a series of a crit fail, crit roll, and just 5 went down hard.
So
I would have
literally,
sacrificed 5 to get a pet, though.
of course you would have. So we all, I
Yeah,
guess. So
he's not a
literally,
dog
the entire
person
fight,
at this point.
the only attack that the enemy soldiers landed was a shotgun blast against Gina, who is our resident flying head.
Yeah.
That's it, except for the dog almost ripping Five's throat out and like downing.
Well, and they were close to outmatched because the dog was chasing after Gina, and then Gina just flew up in the air, and the dog's just like, well, damn it,
Right.
like, it can't fly, so
I'm
like
not a
it's
bird dog.
so so that all happened. Um, so and then they did a good job of ganging up on the squad leader early on, but incapacitated him. They tried to realize they wanted to interrogate one of the soldiers for information. Gina picked him up with her mind and brought her into the air, but he wiggled free at such a great height that when he hit the ground, he died. So, so
We're calling that one suicide.
yeah,
So
he was all like, I'm not going down with you guys." But so that happened. So then they resolved the combat for the most part, and then they found the van. 9 threatens to blow up the van.
yeah, because
Uh,
okay, so we figured out there's 2 people inside it. I'm like, all right, come out with your hands up in 5 seconds, or I'm blowing the van up. Until everyone else is like, no, let's not do that. D shoots the door lock off, and we find out that it's just 2 people inside, bound and gagged. Like, oh, that could have been awkward if I'd killed them and they were completely innocent, but oh well. Um, so yeah. So then we unbind them and ungag them, and it's a guy named Jerry and a guy named Steven. Steven is a wolf. Jerry is just a little Weasley looking dude.
so
And the role of Steven will be played by.
Coinless.
Coinless.
Ah,
Who is right there in stream.
So interviews ensued. Um, the team found out that Jerry, in fact, sold out the team to the general. So the general is the big bad that wants the team. He wants information from the team, um, and they found some paper orders on the squad leader that says that the general is interested in the team because he wants any information regarding implants, which they found out that Jerry was a janitor at the hospital that saw D working on the implants, and then there was people were looking, the general had feelers out there and said, "Hey, look, I'll pay well for any information." And Jerry's a janitor, and he was like, "Hey, I like money, so."
He got paid
So
200 bucks, which we stole and split amongst the group.
Right. So yeah, the group decided that that $200 wasn't worth it. They also found out that Jerry was folding like he was folding pretty heavily under the intimidation, sweating heavily, and he also mentioned that there's a meeting point in a shed in the woods that the general has set up as like to work with people, points of contact, and that Jerry also saw a Corvin talking. He didn't hear
Corvin?
what they said. A
That's
Corvin,
like a
the
crow
raven.
or
A
raven.
COVID?
Raven. Like a raven.
Yeah, it's a
Corvid.
Corvid is the
Corvid.
word.
Excuse me. Corvid. Um,
Not to be
talk.
confused with Corbin Dallas.
Or
Yes.
COVID, as
or COVID.
unfortunately happened once on Tumblr.
Oh, demonetized.
So yeah, so the Raven was also passing information to the general, but the team does not know how that's all involved.
Hmm.
And so the team had a big debate of what to do with Jerry because he's a known, he's a sellout. So like I know the team floated, well, we could send him to Jackals, and everyone's like, well,
I mean,
Jackal's not going to want someone that's going to sell Jackal out. So like that's not a. The
y-
team kind of came to that's not a conclusion.
yeah, Jacko doesn't
Now
actually run like a prison. She just agreed to take on a person that you couldn't figure out what to do with.
right, and
No, we
And
were
the
going
team-
to see if she would employ him as a janitor.
Right.
Oh.
that's willing to sell out for money. But it's anyways. And then there's Steven. So Steven, they didn't really ask Steven too many questions outside of they did some checks that Steven was like, essentially, I got the general jumped me, and I was able to take out a few of the soldiers, but he overpowered me, and then here I am in the back of the truck, which Dee didn't trust that story, but the roles dictated that that was fairly truthful. So they really
Yeah,
sweating Jerry, and Steven's just kind of Steven's a little different because they took the duct tape off him. They're still both zip tied to the truck, but Steven visibly looks like a wolf, but also has a collar, which the team has recognized in the past as being on a feral mutant, which they don't. The team realizes they probably should have done more research on that ahead of time because they don't know what to do with it. Because the controller device is not to be found, so they know that. And Steven's very well aware that he has a collar on his neck, but they were all like, should we take this off? And then everyone was like, we don't know if there's explosives. And even I don't know if there's explosives in there, so only Tim knows for sure.
That's true.
So we'll, and that's kind of where it left off Oh, and then Amanda was tasked to bind up the incapacitated squad leader and throw him in the back of the van. So the squad leader, incapacitated, is bound in the back of the van with the other two. And that's really where we left off.
All right, cool. And now Matt's here,
Hey,
just in
perfect
time.
timing. It's almost like it was scripted.
Almost, yeah. Cool.
What's to say it wasn't?
No.
You're not that good.
He was watching stream is what happened. I was like,
That's
it looks like they're about to be done. I'm gonna sign in.
Oh, I gotta log in.
Streams. We stream sniped us. Oh God.
Bastard.
I'm still waiting on my computer though.
Of course.
Ah, that computer.
Who needs a computer?
Waiting on that computer constantly.
Well, if I want to be able to move my own token, I kind of need the computer.
Yeah.
Just trust me to do it. I'll run your character great.
Side note,
That is a horrible idea.
I think we might. Are we on the right map right now? Is this the map that you want us to be on, Eric? Right now?
What do you guys see right now? So I know.
We
Oh.
see
the
like
huge Concordia map. Like all of
If you go into
New
the
England.
if you go into the drop down menu
So,
at the
I have
top
a
of the
map.
screen.
I do have a map, but I don't know if I want to employ it just yet because right now we're in the verbal section of it. Like it's not a visual thing right now.
Okay, I was just asking. But for
I do have a map ginned up if people make interesting decisions.
but
boy.
just for future reference, at the top
Yes.
where you have the drop down, you can see all the maps.
Yes.
We see whatever one the player's banner is on.
Right.
So you can always see what we see by just looking at that.
I can. If you want, I can throw up this one here if you want.
I mean, it's up to you.
that's probably just as
Okay. Right now it's more of a verbal conversation, but I have maps if people make decisions.
We
Alright,
are
so
not here at Red.
that is
and
that is
Jackals.
not you are here. Where should the you are here? You are here.
That's a good question.
All right. Well, so I can sidestep that and not let that question dominate the conversation. You can look at that for now.
Okay.
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 Well, we're like we're like slightly north of Reds. That's really where we are because
Yeah.
when we found the van, as to the exact coordinates, it's not it's not really relevant yet.
Oh,
Like outside
that's
of the
suspicious.
So
That's
he's basically wondering if we want to go after the general or not.
who is me or
Our
who?
Well,
temporary
I was
GM.
yeah, I was asking what if this was just. I was just asking if we wanted to be showing this map. I don't care what map we actually are showing though.
Um,
I mean, it's on a stream right now,
So
but I just
where
meant
we
for us.
left off last week was we were talking about portaling the van to our base, and then portaling our 3 guests to Jackals. That's where we left off. That's where the conversation ended.
sure.
so yes, there was a lot of debate about what to do next. I don't feel like there was any concrete of anything going
Well,
on, but
another
yeah.
person to talk to is did he give us? I don't think we have anything on the general. Both Jackal and Red may have some idea of who this general is. I think that's something else too, is to gather information on what we're up against.
We could most certainly do that. Red won't want us to bring guests.
That's
No,
true.
he won't.
So, I mean, we have a radio that we can radio Red.
I'm gonna go
So-
ahead and do
But
that.
do we
So,
want
before you guys all do that, I'll chime in with something. So I'm gonna have this the squad leader that's bound in the cargo van. He's gonna start waking up, and he's gonna he's gonna realize that he is bound, and he's gonna look like he's shaking off a horrible headache. Um, and then he's gonna try to like kind of scrunch and slump his way to a sitting position, still bound to the cargo van, and then start taking stock of who's around him.
So
And
in this situation, I'm sitting next to Jerry. So the guy, the squad leader is like right in front of him.
right, so the
whack 'em?
squad leaders are
Yes.
like facing Jerry, but
Mhm.
also tied to the other side of the cargo van, kind of deal.
I'm gonna run and go get myself some more tea, and I'll have Hank show up
Yep.
when I get back. So you guys go ahead and carry on.
Okay,
Headbutt him? Headbutt him.
and then
No.
so the squad
I'm
leader's
gonna
gonna
kick him. I'm gonna kick him in the leg. Go, hey, buddy, back among the living, are we?
so the squad leader is gonna you know he's gonna grunt like clearly getting kicked right after all this is not gonna feel good. He's like yeah, yeah, I am. And he goes, he's gonna look around. And he goes, he's looking for D because D. Last we left off, D was still in the cargo van because you were sussing everybody
How do you know? How do we know he's looking for?
because he's looking around.
Okay.
I'm
in
gonna
the-
disappear.
So
Okay.
squad leader is gonna look and go to look at Jerry, and then Jerry's gonna be starting to sweat heavily, and then Jerry's gonna look at the squad leader, and then he's gonna look at like 9, and then
I'm gonna say
around,
to the
and
squad
then
leader, "Oh yeah, man, Jerry's our new best friend here. He told us everything. So we know
and
all
squad
about
leader.
you. We know all about the general. We know all about this secret base of y'all. So yeah,
So
your life just got really bad."
squad leader is gonna look at Jerry and be like, Jerry, did you tell them? And Jerry's gonna be sweating and be like, and you can tell it's blatantly obvious to everyone that Jerry's trying to look back and forth and trying to decide how he's gonna live today and which side he needs to side on.
I'm gonna go,
Um,
Jerry. Come on, Jerry. You know the right thing to do here, buddy. Come
Jerry's gonna feel an invisible sniper rifle muzzle against his side.
on.
so
Is he gonna know what that is, though? It's like, is he gonna realize that's what's pressing into him?
I feel like if someone's like a gun muzzle was on my back of my head, like my mind would put that together. But um, so the squad leaders are gonna go say, did you tell him at least about what the general wants? And Jerry's gonna be like, no. And then the squad leader's gonna be like, all right, it's simple, guys. The general just wants all the information you guys have on the implants and the golf ball. You give me those
So
two things, and I'll give them to the general, and then you guys can just have a merry old life and do your
I-
own thing. The
I'm
general's
gonna
got no
s-
problems with that.
I'm gonna
Ju-
stand up, put my foot on his chest, and push him back down, and say, "So the best way to ask for that is by firing a rocket at me. Is that it, buddy boy? That's not the way your mommy taught you to ask politely."
He's gonna grunt because you got his foot on his chest. Ugh.
As that happens, I want to ask, so what? Does he have a sudden interest in the great sport of golfing now?
Yeah, is he trying to work on his short game, pal? Come
I'll,
on.
I'll talk in my headset. Be like, he's a general. That's all they do.
Damn,
As
damn.
as things get like more and more tense, Steven's just gonna slowly just separate him from the two of those guys that are being like grilled. Just like watch a bit from a bit safer a distance.
Well, you can't move. You're
Oh,
still
I'm
tied
done.
to the van.
Yeah,
You're
you're
stuck.
zipped to the
He's
van.
struggling to move to the other side
Yeah.
of the van. He's
You've
completely
got
uncomfortable about this.
you got front row seats for the whole show.
So like
It-
half an
and
inch much.
so the squad leader would say, "You guys know exactly what the golf ball is, and we, the general wants the golf ball.
All right.
And
Well,
the
then I've got a
implants,
never
question
played
and
for
golf
you.
all the
before.
schematics and the information you have on the implants."
Then I've got a question for you. So, what do you know about this golf ball, huh? And how'd you find anything out?
We all know what the golf ball is. The storm.
What golf ball? I've never played golf before.
It's the storm. And he
And
looks
where
like
did you where did you hear a silly rumor like that?
look, I just follow orders. Give us the golf
Oh,
ball
really?
and give us
Yeah,
the
but aren't you the leader of
schematics
this squad?
of the squad. You think it's just the squad that's after you?
I'm gonna turn around and look at the group and go, "Hey guys, did you hear that? He's just following orders. I've never heard that one before." Suddenly, I'm light, and I'm just
Oh,
standing over him, going, "Okay. I hope you realize
but
that is a really stupid phrase to use right now."
but maybe we should have you follow orders and, you know, and someone who's following orders.
I
So
wait,
the
wait
squad.
what? I say that verbally.
What?
What?
I'm saying maybe you should follow the orders to end the people that shot a rocket at you.
So the squad leader would be like,
He's like, who
"Who?
gave him orders to end the people that fired a rocket at him? Now he doesn't listen to us.
That's my point.
Can D do a will save for me?
Why?
Because I asked.
Should he say please? I don't.
D can't be detected.
He's
D-
invisible.
Yeah, we're gonna be challenging that theory today.
D
But
is
okay.
D is concealed from all senses except for touch.
Hey Tim, is there a part in the book where you can buy powers that cancel senses, or cancel concealment senses?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I did my research.
So
Give me a will save.
Yeah,
So
is
side
it
note.
is it on your character sheet?
So just tell me when
Give me a
Hank
will
shows
save.
up, because I'm ready to have him show up whenever.
Hank can show up at any time, but I would love that will save.
Yeah, I'll wait till after the will save happens.
Oh boy.
You got this, D. You got this.
what
Oh
does
look.
I don't
See?
even know what I roll. 19. Okay.
Okay.
Not good, but not bad.
Okay. All right. We want Hank to show up?
Sure.
Do I detect anything
Nope.
by doing that will save? Okay.
Nope.
All right. So yeah,
I would remind you of subtle.
Hank is going to suddenly pop into existence. Basically, like he was invisible and he's not anymore. But he's just gonna show up where the group is and just be like, "What's going on? What's happening?"
Whoa! Oh, hey there, little buddy. Where'd
You know you
come
have a
from?
headset.
Is,
Hank.
is 9 saying little buddy? That's
I
Yeah,
did
that's
say little
ooh.
buddy.
Did anyone else pick it? Amanda's
You
like,
better
Amanda's
watch.
Like, wait a second.
You better watch yourself. But yeah, no. Yeah, that's how I heard that there was something going on, and I flew here as fast as I could.
Okay, right. So, okay, short story. Bunch of assholes fire a rocket at us. We killed a bunch of assholes except for this guy. Interrogating this guy. Also found out. You may not recognize the guy here. This guy. Hi, hey, this is Jerry. He's our new friend. He sold us out, so his future is very much in question. So the way he handles the next few minutes is really going to determine the rest of his life.
Oh,
So, yeah, apparently he sold us out to this group that's run by a guy named the General. Ever heard of him?
I don't know. Should I do a check on that?
You can do a check if you want.
I mean, he's kind of been out in the world for a little bit. We can. What check do you want me to do to see if I know about this guy?
Would it be like a knowledge or intelligence check
Uh,
or intellect? Unless you got a different stat that
It's
you make more
not-
sense.
there's no expertise. I mean, that would be, I don't know what expertise that would
I
be.
think it's or an awareness. I
It
would go
would be
awareness.
like a
Awareness.
knowledge. I think it would be a knowledge check.
I would go with either intellect or awareness.
Okay. I'm gonna go awareness then.
Ooh, Hank
Good.
knows things.
All right.
Hank knows
Hank-
things.
Does know.
So, Hank's aware that like the general is
I have-
a military faction from a bona fide military government. You're not really sure on all that. That has been trying to reassert themselves in the region, but have been very small time more recently.
Okay.
Very targeted, very small time.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna basically say that. Yeah. Yeah. I've heard of them. They've been trying to make a name for themselves. Hasn't really stuck yet, but
Well, they tried to make a move on us, and you can see how well it went for them. So right now we're kind of trying to figure out what we're gonna do with this pair. Oh, by the way, this is Steven. Say hi, Steven. He just kind of
Hi.
got roped into this by accident. We're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do with him too. He's fine. Steven, don't worry. We're not gonna hurt you as long as you don't do anything to upset us.
Do we
No,
have
he's
to
fine.
sit out here and have this conversation? Can we go to our secure base?
So the squad leader looks over
that's a good
to
question.
Steven and be like, starts eyeing him a little bit. I wouldn't be too sure that you're that safe.
He
And then
is
you-
going to
and
get
then he-
into the driver's seat of the freaking truck. He's going to open a portal and drive the truck into the garage.
Well, I guess we're going here now. All right, everyone, pile in.
There's portals?
That's a fair question to Stevens.
That's a question both in and out of character.
We have doorways into our base that happen to be portals.
So
Yeah.
you're like a super team?
Something
We
like
are
that.
the headhunters.
We are the headhunters. We hunt heads.
So,
yes.
so Tim,
Yes.
do we need to do a check there for to start the car and drive the car through a cargo van through the portal that we've never done before, or how do you want to roll this?
You've
No.
you've driven a APC
We've
and
driven
a
an APC
Humvee.
and
and a Humvee
in.
in there already,
Okay.
and I
It's
didn't make you
standard
check
scale.
either of those. Yeah.
And if anything decides to follow us, our freaking alarm system's going to go off.
Yes.
Sure.
Actually, I have a pretty good vehicles check if you ever need it, but I need to be embiggened to use it.
Embiggened. Embiggened.
Yes, Hank is. So you should know, Coinless. Hank is 6 inches tall and looks like a. He looks like what a pixie would look like if that pixie was a linebacker.
Hmm.
So like fairy tale, no, not fairy tale. Tooth Fairy 2.
Uh,
With the Rock.
Ah. Okay, yeah, I can see the image in my.
I'm glad you
I
can,
don't-
because I don't think anyone else in the world has seen that movie.
He does
What
not
movie
look
was
like
this?
Dwayne Johnson.
I did-
No.
I mean, he might. He kind of might. Like
That would be hilarious.
Oh, goodness.
we haven't ruled
If
that
ever
out.
gets, if he ever sell the movie rights, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. In.
Oh.
All right. So okay. So now we're in the base.
The
We're in
alarms are
port-
blaring, so I'm going to have to give
Wah,
access
wah,
to
wah, wah,
Steven and the other two passengers temporarily.
Out of character, I love that one will save, and Dave's like breaking all the previous game. He's like, no, we shouldn't let him on our base. We never let anyone on our base. One will save. He's like, steps on it. Gun this son of a bitch. We're getting
He
out of
wants
here.
out of there. And I thought it was subtle.
It wasn't even a team vote. He was like, I'm getting in the driver's seat. I'm driving this thing away. All right.
Well, that was my recommendation, was to portal.
No, that wasn't a recommendation. You got in the driver's seat and
No,
you drove.
before though. I was
No.
saying let's go to our base and then portal to Jackals.
That's okay.
He's
That was
just
the
making
last
it
thing.
happen now.
So now,
So-
now I'm making it
So
happen.
we're in the garage. The alarm's going off. Wah wah wah
Yeah.
wah. Everyone in the cargo space really doesn't have an idea what's going on. Outside of that, we drove and now it was the incredibly short trip because
Yeah, they don't need to
essentially
know
we just
that.
moved.
Yep.
We moved from
I mean-
like our in front of the garage to into the garage. That's pretty much what they felt like.
Yep, and
Right.
they can see that it's a garage, and that's about it. They know that they're no longer in.
We're
nature.
not in New Hampshire anymore. Probably.
So what's the group doing now?
I guess we were picking up right where we left off. So we just explained to Hank the situation. Hank told us that he's aware of the general. Dave drove off. So now we got to decide. Okay, so what do we do with Jerry, our new captive, and Steve?
Oh, and by the way, we have to retcon something. We cannot send Jerry to the Utopia universe.
Well,
Oh,
he
yeah,
never
that's
went
something
to
that
the
we've-
Utopia. He never
No,
went
that's-
to the Utopia universe.
We
guys
had
discussed
talked
it.
about that, but we're retconning that out of the conversation because
D knows that that's
D
D and
and
9
9
both know that's not possible.
discovered something while people were getting surgery so that's not a possibility anymore.
Wow. I feel like retcon's a dirty word. Like you never retcon. You change the story arc. But okay, that's fine. Got it. It's off the table to bringing Jerry to Utopia World, which would kind of
Yes.
be like rewarding him for bad behavior on top of that.
Yes, I say we send him to the blank planet.
The blank
Just-
planet.
That's just cruel and unusual, though.
Not as cruel as throwing someone into space.
You're never gonna let that go,
Really
are
You're
you?
gonna
silent.
try to kill us
Like-
directly.
Just throw one person into space. One person. We're not having that conversation right now.
No.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, so let's take this.
D's going to be like, I'm going to leave this conversation to you. I am going to the workshop. I am going to try to figure out this caller.
Yeah, great idea. So we can know what we need to do with Steven. Good job. That's
So
okay.
So
D's going to go into the workshop and take a look at the remote control pieces that he has from the Brute and the caller. And I'm going to do a technology check. There's a very good technology check. Thank you
Oh
very
my
much.
gosh.
That's a Tim question. So
Is
Tim,
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
Are there
uh,
explosives in the collar?
Yes, there are.
Okay, and I can figure out how the remote control. I can put the remote control pieces back together and determine the frequency to lock and unlock the collar that I have.
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
So so while Dee's doing this, Amanda would like get some tea and bring it to the van and be like, start serving tea to Steven because poor Steven is like, she's like, you're having a bad day. It's okay.
Everyone here is using stuff like portals and. Did you throw someone into space?
We're
Yeah,
not
that
talking.
happens. Let's
I
not talk
mentioned that
about it.
we're not
Let's
talking
not
about that
talk
today.
about it.
Oh,
Enjoy your tea. Drink your tea.
thanks.
So Tim, I would be able to reproduce these collars now too. Now that I have a workshop.
Let's put one on Jerry.
That's true.
Okay, I turn on the time dilation in the workshop, and I make like 3 collars. All right. Let me update my inventory.
Did you communicate that's what you were about to do before you did it?
Yes.
No,
I
he's doing
say
this all vigilante style on his own.
if this is a mental link, I'm gonna say to him, let's put one of these on Jerry and the squad leader and see what happens.
Great minds think alike. All right, so we got a bunch of these restrictor collars now.
Oh god. Oh, it can't be a
So-
war crime
so
if there's no
Amanda-
Geneva Convention anymore.
So
turn off-
Amanda's noticing D with like additional collars and be like, "Where's this going?"
I turn off the time dilator and I return back to the garage. I'm carrying 2 collars, you know, one in each hand, and I have the remote like in my belt. I'll point the remote at Steven's collar and will attempt to unlock his collar.
That's a Tim question.
Okay. Yeah, it'll work.
All right, so the collar will fall off of Steven. How does Steven
Yay.
react?
I just kind of stare toward. I kind of look at the other two and I'm like, I'm just gonna step away now. And just kind of stay a little bit further back with my tea and just take another sip.
So I'm guessing if you gave him tea, you already unhooked him from you, like you already took his handcuffs off.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
I cut him.
have
Amanda
no-
easily cut him loose.
Okay,
I
so
kind
you
of
did
feel
cut him loose.
Yeah, we'll
I
cut
kind
him
of
loose.
feel like Steven, even if he was like free to do what he wants, he kind of recognizes after the whole extreme difference in ability that he has no chance of doing anything to even remotely get away from these guys. Listen to anything they say for now.
I see that Steven is unzip tied, and I kind of give a disapproving frown when I notice this, but
Wait,
I still unlock the
Amanda
collar.
would look at D and be like, "So you're taking off the explosive collar and you disapprove, but the zip ties." So, like that's the hang.
He
that's
was
the hanging
still
point.
contained.
You brought him into our base, and we just had a conversation a few days ago about who we let in the base and who we don't. And here you are driving the van into the base with 2 people we just met.
That's right.
Okay, I just want to point that out, people. Like,
Cult leaders are not known for being very consistent.
As I say that,
Not
I walk around Amanda, and I slap a collar on the squad leader. And then I turn to Jerry. I slowly start
poor
walking
Jerry's
towards
just
Jerry.
poor Jerry's just like wiggling back and forth, hopelessly in his zip tie, going, "Oh man, I don't want no collar on my neck. This is not how my day was going to go."
And I hold him still and slap a collar on him.
Like, ah,
So I'm gonna say,
And the
so
squad leader is
hey,
just like,
I look at the squad leader and I say to him, in just in case you try to unlock that with the remote, it's been modified.
the squad leader will be like, you guys are idiots. But okay, you got
so
me with a collar. Okay.
so I'm gonna say to
You
D. All
think
right, so
so?
D.
So the general's after you. The general is kind enough to give you an offer, and
Wait, there was an offer?
yes, the general is Hank saying that in character?
Yeah, because
Yes.
Oh.
no one mentioned an offer when he got there.
The
Oh,
squad
yeah,
leader-
so-
the squad leader look to Hank and be like, yeah, the general just wants all the information about these implants and the golf ball, and general just let you guys go about your merry way. That's
And I
all.
think you can see, Hank,
Instead,
that's
you
a
kidnapped-
tremendously
murdered a
bad
squad-
idea.
That
You murdered a squad of our folks. You've kidnapped me. And the general wanted those things to start off with. You think you guys improved your position any? You guys are
Yeah.
crazy.
I think we did.
He's like, he's just shaking his head like, okay.
So I'm gonna say to D. All right, D. So what have we figured out about these lovely new collars?
They explode.
Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. To hear that, Jerry, your collar explodes.
Oh man. Game over, man. Game over. Jerry is actually urinating right now.
It's okay. He's a janitor. He can mop it up.
Oh no.
Yes, he can.
But
So I'll look
Squad
at
leader.
I'll look at the squad leader and I'll be like, why do I want to help big government?
Squad leader's
Better
shaking his head
question.
again, like,
that does seem like. I mean, I don't really understand what's going on, but that does seem like a lot of information to give them.
also, what kind of relationship that you want? Why would you fire a missile at someone that you want to extract information from? Multiple.
Yeah.
I remember.
British soldiers.
What?
because we're soldiers.
So they're
Oh,
not the brightest soldiers.
Oh, that, yeah.
We
shut,
are
just
soldiers.
Shut up.
We have hammers. You look like nails. That's how it works.
Hey, D, did you figure out how to make this thing like control them like it did with that one other dude?
No, I figured out quickly how to unlock it and how to arm it and how to remote detonate it.
Are you kidding me?
What happened?
What was that, Tim?
Oh no, it's just my computer being stupid. It's telling me that I need to restart to install a Windows update, which I did this afternoon.
Yeah,
Must be a different one.
yeah.
What, the Windows 11 update?
I hope
No.
not.
No, God, no. Never go Windows 11.
So the squad leader would be like, "Do you guys think the rocket would have killed you guys?"
I mean,
I
I
mean-
suppose it depends on who it hit, right?
Almost killed one
I
of
mean-
us.
That just,
I mean, if a dog could almost kill that guy, a rocket probably could do it too.
you know, how big is the
Just
rocket?
saying.
The squad leader is kind of
It
like
was a Stinger missile.
contemplating the dog comment and going, "Well, it has that look of like, point for your team." Like our dog was
Yeah,
pretty
so-
effective, so like.
You
But,
didn't quite think out this plan all that well. I'm guessing that you're not paid to think.
Yeah, he's in the
No,
military.
Our plan,
Of course
our
not.
plan was
He's-
to acquire it. We're going to acquire it.
Yeah, no.
But I
that's
don't
not
have.
very
I don't. It doesn't matter to me whether we murdered you or you guys give me the information.
So if you had
are going
murdered
to
us, what would that have accomplished? You wouldn't have gotten information about the chips.
Do you have the schematics on your body?
Why would I have the schematics on my body?
Because people usually take notes when they're working on implants.
I mean, do you
Well-
think people carry their notes everywhere they go? I don't have pockets, man.
Oh,
He's looking at
Man.
the pixie going,
man.
okay.
Okay. Hey, D. So, okay. I'm gonna go over and take a look at the controller. Okay, so So which of these buttons is the explodey button?
I'll whisper to Nine the instructions. I'm like, I made an extra remote for you.
I owe you quite a few drinks for this, my friend. Okay. So what about all these other buttons? What do they do? Like, so I'm assuming there's buttons on there that you don't know what they do, right? Because you haven't figured the whole thing out.
I've figured out mostly what they do. I just don't know if they actually can control minds. I think one of these buttons might suppress powers, but we don't have a powered individual that we can test this on right now that we would want to test it on.
Well,
I look
mean,
at Steven because I'm like, we just got him out of it.
well, maybe let's see what the let's see what the rest of it does. So let's. Hey, all right, buddy. Let's have some fun. So I'm gonna take the button and say, okay. So is this dialed up to our military friend here?
I'll be like, yeah, that one's for our squad leader.
Okay, so don't hit this one. This blows his head off. Don't hit that one. That one takes it off. So
And then I'll show you a couple of key combinations. Like, don't do this because that will reconfigure the frequencies and blah 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 blah.
got it. Okay. So
Um,
I'm gonna just start hitting literally everything else.
All I'm
Let's
hearing
see what
is,
happens.
I'm Groot, I'm Groot, I'm Groot.
That's fair. That's pretty much the equivalent.
All right. So I just start doing other random things. What are the effects on our friend? That sounds like a Tim question.
Okay, so
that's definitely we're in Tim territory right now.
yeah, so the thing actually doesn't do a whole lot, honestly. There's yeah, so there's one of them is going to give Jerry a shock.
This isn't Jerry. I'm doing the other guy.
Oh,
The squad leader, yeah,
isn't who's
squad leader.
okay? Is that not Steven? Is that Steven?
No.
No, the
There's
soldier.
There's three people. There's
three people.
There's
Oh,
three people.
okay.
There's a squad leader. There's Steven, and then there's Jerry.
All right,
So,
well, the squad
outside
leader
of the
then,
normal
yeah.
group.
One is going to give the squad leader a shock. Like it's
And
definitely
when that happens, you're like, ooh, I'll remember that one.
yeah, it's definitely like a punitive shock. And then one of them doesn't seem to do much of anything. Like it doesn't. There's like 3 lights on these collars. One of them turns off when you push the button, and it turns back on when you push it again. But you don't see anything happen. And that's basically it. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of functions in these collars.
Let's just keep on shocking them.
So I'm gonna tell him, all right, buddy, we're gonna play a new game now. Every time you tell me something stupid, I shock you. Okay? Okay. So let's try this again.
The squad leader is going to try to stare him down and go, "Okay."
Shock them.
No, that's it. I don't want to overuse it. That wasn't stupid. But let's. If you overuse a punishment, it loses its effectiveness.
You'll see me punching in some commands into the remote and have my hand right at the ready.
Oh, what happens if we both shock them at the same time?
I don't think it'll do anything.
Okay. All right. So what were we asking this guy? Sorry, I got too excited
Yeah,
with my toy.
So my question is why would we help out big government?
There it is. Okay. We better like.
I
that,
don't-
pal.
I don't care why you would help big government. I have a set of orders. I'm trying to collect this information, and I'm
Yep.
going to do my orders.
Did that sound like a stupid answer? That sounded like a stupid answer to me.
Ah! And then the squad leader would spit in Nine's face.
Oh, well, I'm not that close.
I got this one.
I'm not within spitting distance. I'm not that stupid.
Wait, come on now. So you're interviewing me, but you're not within spitting distance? I can
I'm
hock
like-
a loogie
I'm like-
pretty far.
I
I'm
feel
just
like
saying.
you have to be like moderately close to be
Right, we're in a
threateningly
cargo van.
interrogating somebody.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
an athletics check.
Ranged combat check for the spit.
Ranged combat. That's right. Unarmed ranged combat.
He's He's also pinned, right?
Boom! That
Range.
loogie landed.
No, because 9 has a ridiculous dodge.
Yeah, my dodge is like 26, so good luck. Nope,
The
nope.
loogie was still sent in your direction. All right.
It
So
was, and I'm like,
whether it hits you, I say it hits you, but you know.
nah. It's
No?
9 we're dealing with.
What's your dodge? What's your dodge?
26.
Yeah, he did just say that.
26? Oh man. Well. All right, you can apparently in the cargo van you have enough room to dodge a spit. But
I'm
from the
standing
distance,
outside the van.
so you're interviewing me from outside the van.
How big is this van? I'm thinking it's like your
It's a
normal, like
cargo
a
van.
Ford, like a
Cargo
Ford
van.
E150 type van, right? So I
Yeah,
could
like
be
it's
standing
like your
outside the doors.
Enterprise U-Haul kind
Yeah.
of scenario.
Yeah, so I could be standing outside it just fine.
Econoline,
Exactly.
Astrovan.
What my parents
It's
literally
actually a
have in
non.
the driveway.
It's a non. Yeah, it's a Ford Econoline white
Yes.
government
Yes.
plates.
I have spent many, many years in those kinds of vans with my parents traveling.
Why would
So-
anybody need license plates in the post?
That yeah, the government plates was what threw me about this whole thing. Like the
That
world
was
ended.
just to make D upset.
Sadly, the bureaucracy stayed.
Like the sticker on that thing expired like 5 years ago.
That's fair. It
The
did
registration
expire
sticker.
a long time ago, but it's still like
Oh,
it's
that
one of
reminds me,
those
I gotta
things
fill
where
out the
like
registration.
if the stop sign's still up in the post-apocalypse, does anyone still use it? I don't know, but does anyone hate it enough where they're taking it down? Nope.
Anyhow, so point is, I'm holding down the shock button, just holding it down. I'm just holding it.
You
Oh.
shot him too long.
Yeah,
you might
if
bring
he's-
in.
said that like
if you're
well,
trying
I
to,
don't wanna
like-
overdo it.
If you're trying to
If you're trying to,
seriously
like,
mess him up, he's
harm
gonna
me.
have that's definitely an effect. Like he's gonna have to make a check against that.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with fortitude, Tim. What do you think?
It is
Because I feel
fortitude, yeah.
And so what's the DC for this thing?
I don't know. Go with 20,
Well,
just
it
keep
is higher than 11.
Yeah. But he just recovered from incapacitated, so I feel like you're just gonna incapacitate at this
Yeah,
point.
basically, I mean-
Incapacitate him again. So squad leader's just gonna like slump over after the end of that, and just he's still in the sitting position, but his chin has touched his chest, kind of deal.
Yeah,
We'll look at
Hanks
him
would be like,
and,
you weren't supposed to
what-
kill him.
Amanda-
let's revive him.
So what was the? So yeah, they shot us with a rocket, but what was your plan, by the way, on all this? Amanda's saying like, okay.
Hank also.
Wait, was
I
that
should-
being said to me or who?
Amanda would say that to 9 and be like, okay, so you just knocked him out again. What was the plan on that?
I should point out that Hank has an intellect score with a little negative sign in front of it, so he probably actually thinks the guy's dead right now.
Nice. So our healer thinks he's dead. Great. Okay.
Actually, what does Coinless think of all this?
What is Steven's take?
Yeah, he just saw 9 just sort of knock this guy out with a high voltage electric current, and his first thought was, "Oh, these guys seem a bit dangerous." But then it followed up with, "I didn't really like that guy." Anyway. Thumbs up. He just gives us a 9 thumbs
So
up.
G will look at Steven contemplating this, and it'll be like, "Good thing you were on the opposite side of the van, huh?"
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to ignore Amanda question. I'm just going to turn to Jerry and just adjust my controller to Jerry's frequency and go like, all right, Jerry, it's your turn, buddy. Okay, so remember that question we had a while ago about where this special secret meeting place is? I still really want to know that. So why don't you save yourself?
Jerry quickly like cuts 9 off and goes, "It's in the shed out in the woods."
Where is this ship? I need coordinates.
He would provide coordinates. Like, you got a map or
Yes, we absolutely do.
So Amanda would like scrounge up a map of the area, or like a no map of the area, and like put it in front of Jerry to kind of have him look at it. And
I mean, how
Jerry
accurate
would-
does Jerry know where this? Like, was he?
he knows.
He was
He
tied
knows
up
where
in the
it is.
back of a van.
No. So to catch you up, like, bef- when Jerry was selling out the team, he met the general's informant in a shed out in the middle of the woods, and the team interrogated him that. So he
Okay.
knows where. At least he met a point of contact.
Okay.
So Jerry would kind of like point with his nose, and then Amanda would kind of work with his nose pointing to kind of figure out like a general idea where that is. So she has an idea on the map where this shed in the woods should be.
Okay.
All right. So after that happens, I'm gonna go and sit next to Jerry, slap him way too hard
Realize
on the shoulder.
he just peed his pants, so he probably smells fresh of urine, and there's a puddle around him.
Oh, is there a puddle? All right, is it that
Well,
much?
that usually happens with people.
All right. Well, then I won't be I won't be sitting next to him. I'll just be standing in front of him. What?
Like,
What was
is he like tied up in the van?
Yeah.
In
Yeah, he's
just,
like-
a puddle. Where
Yeah.
is the van in like the garage?
Yes.
We're all in the garage.
Okay. Hank's gonna kind of like hold his hand out like that, and Jerry's gonna pick up and move out of the puddle and sit down somewhere else.
No, he's chained to the seat.
Oh, is he?
He's zip tied. He's zip tied.
He's zip tied to the seat.
But I feel like zip ties would break very easily. So if Hank
Yeah.
wants to telekinetically move him, like, I'm assuming that's what Hank's doing at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Hank is. I mean, it's not technically telekinesis. It's just kind of a magical move object. Like, it's under his pixie magic powers.
Okay.
Well, the moment I see Jerry move and get up, I'm gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Well, I mean,
just start shocking.
this isn't subtle. Like, wait, is it? It is subtle, actually.
Like, hey, what are you doing?
Hey, that was. Oh no, a second. That was me.
A little warning
Oh, Jerry
there,
takes
Hank.
it. He takes the hit.
Hank, that I would have loved to have known that our prisoner was about to move and escape his restraints before it happens.
I mean, I thought we didn't have a problem with
Amanda's
this
just shaking
guy,
her
and we were
head,
just leaving him like
what
in
is
a
going on?
puddle of. I just felt like that was rude.
I mean, maybe, but still, a little courtesy notification would have been appreciated. Because the other rude thing is me shocking him when he didn't deserve it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna sound down now.
Boom. Jerry's having the worst day.
Well, he should have thought of that. Actions have consequences.
They do have consequences, so it's like, all right. So we got the information we had out of Jerry. So all right, guys. So what do we do with Jerry and our military friend over there? You want to kill him? I don't care if we kill him. It's up to I don't know. I'm okay either way.
You guys should shock him again. Steven whispers that out loud.
I'll hold up the remote for him. You want to press the button?
Just kind of hesitantly looks at it for a second, then he's like quickly taps it.
Just shock Jerry. It's just
Oh.
and Jerry
Oh, wait,
sees this happen.
Wait, you shocked Jerry? Oh no.
Oh.
Jerry looks at Steven and goes, like, this kind of gives him that look of like, really? Like that really look like, do they need any help?
Hey, you got to do another 42 check, and it's a -1.
That is true.
I love
He
it.
just kind of looks at Jerry and is just like, "You're a sellout, dude. Can't really get past that."
Oh. Oh.
This was just a little This was like a little tap. This wasn't like holding the thing down.
Still,
Yeah, no, that's gonna be some degrees of failure, man.
that's like
Yeah.
3 degrees of failure.
I think he's done. I think he's out.
No,
I
he's
think
Well,
stunned.
I mean,
He's stunned.
no, yeah, at 3 degrees of failure, it's incapacitated.
Oh,
Yeah. So Jerry.
It's an
Jerry
affliction
has
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the all the urine just conducted and just like it went.
I want to know. I want to know how Steven reacts.
To the fact that he just knocked a dude out.
Steven just kind of looks at it and it's like, he betrayed you guys. He betrayed a lot of other people, and honestly, I do have some revenge to get doing. So,
Revenge on him?
not well. He's with the general. I'm not exactly a fan of the guy. There's a reason I was tied up, for example, and this guy seems like a sellout. And well, I don't know. I just don't like people who will betray anybody for a bit of money. It's not really cool.
All right, I can accept your logic. That works for me. So, all right. So now, what do we?
What's your view on mercenaries then?
Well,
Amanda takes her flask out and has a sip. She's waiting to see like, oh, this is going to be a show.
well,
But
you guys
she's
are
got
like
that
a
look
wolf pack,
of-
right? Sure,
Say what?
you're like a wolf pack. You don't exactly, get along with everybody else per se. Don't know you guys too well, but it seems you might have your fair share of enemies.
Well-
But when it comes down to it, you stick together.
So
You're
far,
like a-
these are the people I've found I can trust most in this shithole of a planet we have now. So
With-
sure, why not?
With the exception of one incident.
Let's not go there. D. Let's not light that fire back up today. I've had enough.
Amanda would say, yeah, he's got a point. Like that's truth.
Which part's the point?
That like, uh, we have enemies, but like, we do stick together
Yeah,
at like a wolf pack.
it's worked so far. We're still alive.
We're
So
still a group.
yeah.
We're family. Amanda would be like, we're family. It's a little bit
Nah,
personal.
When
but
she
we're
says
family.
that,
I wouldn't
when-
go that far.
No, we're family.
the minute she
I
says
said
that,
we're
There's no
family.
other
Damn.
option. We're family, damn it. We all sit at the table, we eat dinner like a family.
By eat dinner, that means mainly Amanda drinks a margarita, or 2, or 4.
It's a liquid lunch, yes. It's refreshing.
every time Amanda says family, Steven just cringes a little bit.
Okay, so what are we gonna do with sleeping ugly over there and sleeping pissy down here? Like, how do we get rid of them? What do we do? Do they live? Do they die? Where do we take them?
Well, we took them to our base, apparently.
Well,
Do
yes.
we
what
want
next? We're not
to-
Did
leaving
we
them
build
here.
a brig in this? Did we build a prison in this base? That Amanda would be asking this question.
No.
You
Oh,
didn't.
that was some foresight.
Well-
like she's like, well, we had the base for like a day, and now we're bringing prisoners back.
I feel like keeping prisoners here in the same dimension is a terrible idea. If we're gonna keep them, it needs to be
Yeah, we
somewhere
we
isolated.
decided that was not going to be a good idea. We have a portal generator. We can put them into into different pocket dimensions.
Remember, there's this giant, big old reality.
Yeah.
That's just
What about that
blank.
world that doesn't have anything on it?
Yeah, that sounds like a nice place to leave some.
Well, but they're not gonna eat anything. Like,
We'll throw them a sandwich
It's-
every other
we're-
day.
It's
wait,
like
we're gonna throw them sandwiches. We're gonna send them with lunch.
well,
and
we'll
that's it?
send them
Like,
with some. We'll send them with some seeds. It'll be like Austria.
They
So
had
we're-
seeds.
so
They
we're
had
s-
crops and stuff in there.
So we're literally starting a prison colony.
Amanda's like, guys, in the nothing world, there's nothing. Jerry's just a bad guy that made poor choices. Like, he has no way of surviving, and like, he's gonna die in a month. You have to eat, and you need water within 3 days. So like, she's gonna be like, so.
Wait, but
it's-
it had water
you're
on that
saying,
planet, right?
He's gonna
Yeah,
die in 3
Linda-
days, and I don't want my hands dirty. That's all you're
Linda
saying.
and Philip survived there for years.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my god.
They
he's gonna
had-
have to eat
they had-
MREs for the rest of his life.
No, they had a little hydroponics section with plants.
That is true. They did.
One thought though, that's in an old facility of some kind. I don't know what kind of other technology there might be there. They might actually figure out a way back or something.
Well,
Because there was that portal device.
Yeah,
that
there
got
was a portal
destroyed.
generator in that building.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put them.
Do we think that Jerry the janitor is smart enough to figure out a portal device
I mean, if he
Well,
has
unless
nothing better to do for the rest of his life.
of his life?
desperation could
Yeah.
get
Well,
people
more
pretty.
importantly, Amanda would point to what about the squad guy? I feel like he's smarter than Jerry. I'm just
Yeah, I'm more worried about him. So okay, so are we taking them
all right.
both
So
to the same place?
Jerry goes to, I guess we're gonna call it prison world, for lack
Prison
of a better term.
world. We're going to prison world.
I mean,
That has a
we can
portal
take the portal
generator?
generator out of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I would say. Just take either the essential parts of the portal or just the entirety of
Well,
it.
I would do the entire thing.
We took
See,
a
I
part
imagine the
out.
portal's like a Stargate, like it'd be like this big, huge, massive thing.
No, it wasn't that big.
Was it, Tim? What was it? Is it like a Stargate or is it like a
No, it's like a personal
like
size.
a door? Like a door. Okay.
The door.
Like a TARDIS, maybe?
No, it's smaller than
yeah,
that. It's
Alright.
probably the size of like a mini fridge.
Well, it fits
No,
on a
it's
5
not the
by
size
5
of a mini
square.
fridge. It's
No, no,
it's
no, no,
a it's a
it's like a door.
circle. It's a
Oh, okay.
circle with a
Circle door.
diameter large enough for like an adult human to walk
Oh,
through.
okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
I mean,
Like the Ling
I
Ring
can
portal?
open up a portal right in front of it, and we can just drag it into the garage, and
Yeah.
we can disassemble it for parts.
Okay. So
Alright.
wait. So they're both going to Portal World, and we're just taking the portal out of it. Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Prison world?
Prison
I
World?
guess.
Is this going to be a thing now? Amanda would be asking, like, is this a thing now?
Yes,
Like,
it is a
everyone
thing now.
crosses us, we're just going to toss them into the Portal World and be like, enjoy MREs for the rest of your, and hydroponics, figure that shit out.
We are judge,
And-
jury, and executioner.
Okay.
What we need to do before we do that is we need to go through that entire facility and purge it of literally anything that may or may not be technological, just in case they stumble across like the one thing that says how to build a portal device, because that's all we need to have happen.
The revenge of Jerry. There is a good arc I want to hear.
I mean,
Like,
So
can't we just build an EMP and set it off?
I was
It
just
could
gonna
be
Rest
say,
written.
files.
It could be written. It could be like files. Like when we went through there last time, nothing was on. Remember, like we had that
Yeah.
other group with us, and nothing there was on. But that doesn't mean that there's no information there.
Well, I was thinking of frying the circuits.
I'm not talking about circuits. I'm talking about paper. And even a fried circuit can theoretically be read off of it, if I understand it correctly. I don't know how EMPs work, but I think you can still get data off something that's been hit by EMP.
you can. We could make a giant electromagnet that basically erases any magnetic data.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's a
And
pretty
that's what.
big
That's
tall
what.
order. That's a big technology check. I mean, I know you can do
No, it's
them, but
not.
like,
It is not
like,
a big
we could just invent
technology check.
we could just invent an atomic weapon and
Okay, like
just ignite it, and
It's
then
a
But
power.
for
It's a power source and a wound coil.
It's what
of
you
a
do in
size that
second
can-
grade science, but on a
of
large
size
scale.
that can scrap
On a
any-
large, yeah,
bait?
it's yeah. Seriously, it's all it is. It's scale. It's just. It's a second
Did you
grade
make one the
science
size
experiment.
that could? Did you make one that could take care of a base that's in a mountain? Like, you know how big that
Could-
would have to be?
I could hand it to a person that could fly 1,000 miles an hour, and they could basically fly through the base.
Just walk through the entire base. Just scrub the base a floor at a time.
Yes.
Make sure that
This-
you don't have
this is-
anything
this is
electronic
Tim's
on you.
world. This is Tim's world. Like, does that sound? If it sounds viable, I'll let him. You know,
I mean, what was that?
Basically,
Exactly.
just make a giant electromagnet that 9 can go around the base that will destroy any magnetic storage.
Oh, all right.
Well done. Well done.
Right.
Good.
Okay.
Sorry, temporary GM, you don't get your way.
Like,
Nah,
all
I
right.
mean,
Well,
I
least-
really don't care at that point, like whether or not you clear out the place or not. So
all right. We've got a prison now. Okay. Let's. Time to go science some shit.
I mean, I can just take 20 for that.
Yeah. It's a second grade science project.
Seriously.
Plus, we have the time dilation workshop.
Correct.
D could like do that in his sleep.
I am sure. All right.
So-
So
I mean, I can also just give them plans, you know.
this is Hank talking.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice too. Just so they survive.
We could give them.
Well,
we can.
I think their plan was to like more so to prevent Jerry and squad leader of ever coming up with a way to get themselves out of prison world.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Now, did we check though when Philip like is all that stuff still there, or did when Philip reactivated, did he destroy the rest of that too?
He didn't destroy anything. He wasn't even there when he
Oh.
When we teleported him to like Australia,
Oh,
it was
right.
Madagascar.
Madagascar. That's right.
Right. Okay, that's good. All right, so that's all still there. All right, so literally the plan is to make the thing. I go there, take all electronics off, just so I don't fry that. Turn it on, scrub the entire thing, turn it off, and then you guys come back and because
Yeah.
we don't want it on while the portal device is around, because that'd be bad.
Right. So we'll just like say like we'll wait X amount of time and we'll reopen a portal.
It would take me 30 minutes at most, not even that.
Okay.
Just to be thorough.
So we'll just sit here for 30 minutes and then we'll just be like, open up a portal. You all set?
As best I can tell, gone through every inch of the place.
So, as that's going on, is it okay if I like reach into my fur?
You do what?
Sure.
Okay, I just pull out a toy dinosaur and just kind of look at it. While it just kind of everyone's waiting. Gonna look at it for a minute. Kind of look at everybody here, and just keep looking at it and put it away for a second.
So
I didn't see that, but yeah.
yeah, while like 9 is doing that stuff, I'll be like kind of talking to Gina or the rest of the group. I'm like and be like, what are we gonna do about this Steven guy?
What's Steven doing right now? So he's looking at a toy. Where is he? Is he still in the garage? He's still in the garage in the cargo van, or
We never determined what we were doing after like where we were going. Are we going to let this guy walk around our base?
Amanda would be like, yeah, like I thought before we established ground rules of who's in the base and who's not, and now we're back at square one and glares at D, being like, we said no, we're not bringing anyone back to the base, and what we did was bring someone back to the base. So like,
This is I'll be like, I wanted a dog.
Amanda throws her neck, like her head backwards, and they're like, oh my god.
How far is this
Like-
conversation like from me currently?
I mean, not within earshot.
Well,
You're
of a
kinda-
normal
Well,
person.
it probably is within earshot. Amanda looks at him at D and goes, probably within earshot. He is kind of a dog.
I just
or
kind of
wolf,
lock eyes.
or
if
something.
I just kind of staring at D.
You're like, what?
Actually, I just look away.
Amanda would say softly to herself right now, but audible to D and 9, be like, Steven,
I'm
can
not
you hear
there.
us right now?
I'm not
Barker.
there. I'm
Barker,
I am
yell if you can hear us.
I'm scrubbing things. I am elsewhere.
Did you mean 9 or 5?
Are we on that other reality right now?
Just
Okay.
9 is.
Oh,
I'm
nine's
there
the other reality?
scrubbing.
He's scrubbing.
Okay.
This is the 30-minute window where I'm there scrubbing the thing, and then
I
they're
got
coming back for me.
Amanda would look to 5 and be like, "Well, what's your vote? What do we do with Wolf guy?"
Be like, do we give him a trial run?
I mean, did we think to ask him what he wants to do? Since, as far as I've seen, he poses no threat to us.
This is to discuss if we make him an offer or not, I guess.
Well, he didn't like the squad leader, and well, he knocked out Jerry. So
That was pretty cool.
Hank is gonna use his door to pop over to that reality for a minute and then come back
To my reality?
to
where I am?
to the reality that you guys are talking about making into a prison colony.
Is this portal thing electronic?
no.
It can be
Yeah, no,
however we decided.
I mean, the one that's already there, or the one we use from our
Base
base.
one. The base
From the
one
base.
just kind of opens up like. It's
Well, my point
electronic, but
is-
it's based in the base.
It wouldn't
It's
be
not based
affected
on
by
the-
a scrubber because the
Okay.
thing is actually doing the effect isn't there.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So
Um,
you pop over to say hi to me, I guess, then.
No, I popped over to create a field of food. I said I
Oh,
could give them plants to eat.
All right.
Got
So, do we want to offer the new guy a trial? A tryout?
We're accepting recruits now. Is that our deal? It's just.
Why not?
I mean, it doesn't seem like he has anywhere else to go, and if we let him,
Are we adopting
Ouch.
strays? Oof, 2 on the nose. Oof.
if we let him out, I don't want to be responsible for him getting captured by the general again.
That's
True.
A point. That's a point.
So
So again, why not?
The-
Why don't we just ask him?
the
Yeah, let's see what he
safest
wants.
bet might
See what he
be
wants,
to
and that
invite
works
him.
for us. We don't know his deal.
All right.
Then Amanda would start walking over to. I'm assuming Steven is in the. Is he still in the cargo van, or is he outside the cargo van in the garage?
I mean, he's not zip tied anymore. We never
No.
discussed like where he could go in the base.
I,
So
if I was like
what is
probably like
Steven doing?
yeah, I just kind of I don't know exactly what the base looks like, but like I just imagine like I walked out of the van. It's like if there's a box anywhere, I just kind of sat on that. It's like, probably shouldn't explore this place after hearing what I assume you guys are talking
That's
about.
true. We did just like
EMPs and
torture 2
portals.
people.
Yeah. It's like
So
sounds kind of
Amanda
high
would
level.
walk up to Steven. And is anyone else walking with Amanda to talk to Steven?
D
5
will
is.
be kind of like around. Like D won't be like
Is he
With-
hiding in the shadows like he normally does, or is he actually coming out to talk to people?
no. He's visible.
Wait,
So,
were you talking
okay,
about D or
I-
5?
Excuse me, D. So Amanda and 5 would probably have the conversation. So Amanda would look to 5 to like kind of like, you're gonna start the conversation with him.
I motion for you too.
Yeah. So Amanda would like crouch down and be like, "So Steven, right? So
Yeah.
probably been a busy day for you. The group wants to
Very.
know what you want to do because
Well,
we know what we want to do is we know how to deal with the squad leader and Jerry, but we're we think you're an upstanding person so far. But we don't. We're kind of a little concerned that the general is after you. But we don't know what to do with that. So, what do you want? What do you want to do from here?
Well, I appreciate you guys saving my hide and all that. When it comes to the general, though, I really do have to find him. It's not really as simple as just walking away from my life. I just kind of pull out the toy again. It's like, this isn't mine. It was my son's, Luca. The
All right,
general.
I'm gonna interrupt real quick because I just saw Tim's reaction. I guess he just checked his email.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, all of us wanted to say Merry Christmas to you and Carol. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And we thought that we'd help contribute towards the streaming rig that you guys were planning on building.
Thank you. That's
And that was from the offline group and the online group.
awesome.
Yeah, Tim. Just take a moment from the game of we all do definitely appreciate you putting the time and effort to GM and put this together. We're all having a good time, and it's the holiday season and all that. So we wanted to make sure, just to give you a little something in appreciation.
Thank you. I mean, I don't. As many of you know, I have a emotional disorder, so I don't show a lot of emotion, but it really does mean a lot to me. I really appreciate it.
It's the least, literally the least at this point.
You made one of the talkative. You made the bard of the group speechless.
Yeah. Well, Carol told me that Dave had asked for my PayPal, but we didn't know why. And that was definitely not a number I was expecting to see.
So, in no way was he trying to bribe the GM. He wouldn't do such a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
This group is too classy for $20 Walmart gift cards.
Yeah.
Well, except for Matt.
Hey, I work at Walmart. What else am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
I was like, there's got to be an inside joke on that one. I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you worked at Walgreens, not Walmart.
It's because it's the
No,
pharmacy. He works in the pharmacy department.
He works in the
Yep.
pharmacy. Well,
Yep, I work in the pharmacy section of a Walmart.
Mhm.
Ain't nothing
Okay,
wrong with
all
that.
Yeah, I was good friends with a girl who worked at the pharmacy department of Walmart.
If it helps pay the bills, there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it.
Plus, apparently, it's a lot more affordable than a lot of other pharmacies.
Yeah, it is that they do have. They do have
There's a
pretty good
lot
deal
of
about
price
that.
gouging.
But anyway,
All right. So where were we before Tim's?
So we'll go back to Coinless if you wanted to recap that a little bit. I know you got cut off midway.
sorry.
I know it's
That's okay.
it's perfectly fine. I'm just happy to be here. Okay, so yeah, I was just saying. I pulled out my toy dinosaur that had my fur, and basically saying that I can't really just stop doing what I was doing. I had someone important taken from me by the general. He took my son, Luca. And so I need to find the general and get him back.
Oof.
So you probably want some, or you would appreciate some help, huh?
Yeah, I was kind of not sure about you guys at first, but as I kind of saw you do what you do, I realized you actually might be the perfect people for the job. I don't think my son's exactly normal, and I think you guys might be the right people to help him out.
I wish 9 was there because he would have said, "And you're normal."
Uh,
There's a reason why we had this conversation while Nine was off planet.
So
Nine's
I'm
not
gonna
known for his
kneel down
talking
and
skills.
ask what Steven's son's name is.
He said Luca.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. So I'm gonna
But
ask,
why male models?
um, if do you know whereabouts the general is keeping them?
Well, I think some degree. I just remember there was a cave. I remember waking up, and then I was actually me and Luke and my son. We were taken by the general for a while. There was a camp. Me and him were working, basically, slave labor for a while, and eventually I was able to get out with my son. We went through a cave. After that, it kind of started getting blurry. We barely made it out. Basically, pure luck that we did, and they didn't really seem that interested in me. It was more of my son, and before I knew it, we were being recaptured. Probably dozens, maybe 100 guard. I can't really count, but so many I couldn't. And I took out about maybe 3 or so, and that's when it happened. My son, well, this toy dinosaur. I don't know exactly what. I don't think there was just a toy dinosaur at one point. Or there's real ones maybe, or something was going on with them, and a lot of strange things started happening.
D's eyes will perk up. Lizard men?
I think there was dinosaurs, and
And
after
they would look
that,
over to D and be like, "Is a dinosaur a lizard? I don't know."
They're in the same family.
I mean, Tyrannosaurus Rex means terrible lizard king, right?
Yeah, but those names aren't
Yeah,
always
man, it's like,
accurate. But
yeah,
they are
yeah.
considered to be lizards. Granted, by the definition, so are birds.
Right.
Go on a Kentucky Fried Lizard.
So, do you know what skills you have?
kills.
Yeah, like we all woke up like with not much memory, and we're still kind of discovering some of our skills. I'm wondering if you're in the same boat.
Like
I am
powers.
pretty good at tracking things down, and I don't know exactly what was going outside, but I know I can talk to creatures like dogs, wolves,
Okay,
and I have pretty good hearing.
good. Okay, and
Man,
how
it'd
do
be
you
like,
feel?
told you could hear well. He's a dog.
How do you feel about cats?
I don't see anything wrong with them.
Okay, because we have another member of our team who's looks like kind of like a tiger.
Ooh.
Wait, you can talk to animals?
I've heard a dog talk, weird, sort of. I don't really. I can hear them, sort of. I understand them. Kind of, they say things vaguely, and I kind of, sort of respond back.
Amanda would talk to Steven telepathically, like, "Yeah, I get that."
You have to introduce you to
just
this
the-
coyote I know.
Just him.
Yeah, I might be able to talk to him. I don't know exactly what's happened outside, but when I was stuck in the van, there's someone fighting you or something. It sounded pretty cool. I don't know. And stuff.
Man, it'd be
Well-
like that. Yeah, that was probably us.
I'm glad that Nine did not opt to destroy the van, or I'm glad that I shot the lock off the van before.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was doing that, but I definitely remember screaming a lot when someone started counting down. Glad I
Yeah,
streamed it.
yeah, that was actually D blowing the log off. Otherwise, yeah, the van probably would have been
Blown
it
up
would
by
have been
9.
bad. It would have been. Sorry, man.
Oh, I'm not dead.
So,
That's a good start.
When you had
so
that collar on, were you able to use any of your powers?
I didn't feel anything particular wrong, but I was aware that I couldn't really muster much against like the squad captain, squad leader. I kind of looked at him, and even if I wanted to punch him in the face, it just felt like it was a really, really bad idea.
Okay. Well, I gotta update my inventory. I only have 2 restrictor collars now.
But yeah, I'd really appreciate if you guys help me out. I'm not sure what ability my son has, but I think he's like me. Though, you know, his powers are probably a bit different.
So you had said that you had killed a couple of the soldiers. So I'm assuming that you have no moral quandaries with killing when it's necessary.
Well, they were the general's men. I killed about 3. My son took out a number bigger than, well, I think 2 dozen.
Oh.
It was a blur after that, and I got away, but they recaptured me. And I really want to get my son back. It's the most important thing I have. When I woke up from the pod, I remembered the only thing I could really remember was my son. Nothing
All right.
else.
I'm gonna look at Amanda, be like, do we need to take care of his microchips?
and it's like, yeah, if we're gonna do a trial run, I guess might as well. I guess.
Or
it's a bonus.
do we do the trial run and then do it?
I feel like we should do it first, just because. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry, micro what?
Oh, FYI, you have implants in your brain.
The thing that the soldier was trying to get information from us.
Yeah, so most mutants have it, and most people don't know about it, but we've learned to remove them.
And for your safety and ours, we'll have to knock you out when we do it.
So,
Well,
but-
you're a group of people I've just met. You have strange powers and can kill me in an instant. I don't see any reason that's good or why I should not go along with this plan. So, knock me out.
And I'll notice that Amanda kind of looks at me quizzically, and I'll be like, the less he knows about the procedure, the safer he'll be.
yeah, I was like, I'm looking at Amanda's looking at you, going, it's not like he's getting his wisdom teeth pulled, man. This is like brains. Okay. Like, all right. So we're gonna do this now.
I mean, yeah, we could take 20 for that because we don't have much time left for this session to do much more than that. We're not going to go out and get engaged in a battle or something.
What makes you say there's a battle out there?
Because we're going after the general.
In the next 12 minutes. I'm going to strongly suggest that before we even try to engage the general, we still try to find the cult.
Ooh, actually, I like that idea. Use an
I
army to fight
have-
an army.
While I was reading my manifesto and studying it, I remembered.
I always imagine you just reading it and be like, "Oh yeah, that was a great part." This part's amazing.
I remembered that I have a network of contacts.
Do you share that with the group?
I'm gonna share with the group that I'm gonna get some intel on the acolyte's current position.
Okay. I mean, why not?
So-
Like, I think, I mean, that could definitely help. It's gonna take me some time to work on Steven here and get the implants out. So
Oh yeah. By the way, Matt, we got 3 PowerPoints for last session. So if you didn't add those, you can add them now.
Cool.
All right.
so okay.
And
So the next day would be dictated by Amanda bringing Steven back to do surgery.
just because Hank's here, I'm gonna award Hank a hero point.
Sweet.
Nice. I'm gonna award a hero point to Coinless for surviving.
And I'll give one to Steven for making me not the only character with kids.
That's true. That is true. You're not alone to have the only character with kids. So Coinless, you have 1 hero point in your tally. You can put +2 to that and add 3, and it's on the left column next to under
Next to
like
injuries?
presence. Yeah, like under presence a little to the right, they'll say hero points, and you'll see 1. You can just bump that up to 3.
Thank you, guys.
And I'll ask Steven, how do you feel about firearms?
I don't think I'm very good with them. I've tried to throw some rocks while hunting, and I have hit my head more than once.
Okay.
Like I would say, well, maybe we just give him a shotgun or something. Like, I mean, it's just point and shoot. Like, aiming's
As
aiming's
long
not a
as
big-
he, as
and we got
long
a
as
bunch
he,
of them. As she gestures to like 18 shotguns hanging off these towards character right now. Like,
I'll look at
he's
Amanda. I'm like,
he's a walking gun show. That's what it is.
as long as you promise to patch him up if he hurts himself with it.
Son of a bitch. You get 3 rounds. No.
All right, so
Wait, this is
I
a
will-
trial run on several different levels.
yes, I will hand Steven a shotgun, and I will